Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Rakakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect, all right? Hey, Lord willing, this lesson be edifying to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who consist of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's your fellow servant, Yahawah, from the GMS Orlando camp, and I pray that this lesson be edifying, okay? Real quick, for the new sheep, okay? And for the brothers of old, okay? Times are getting rough, Satan is moving about, seeking whom he may devour, or who he can devour. All right, but the Lord has given us, if you be of that number, the Lord has given you that faith, okay, to withstand the wiles of the devil, okay, to withstand, all the trickery and cunning moments in the hard times, okay, whether that be, in your flesh, okay, whether that be, through people, that's close to you, okay, or whether that be through your job, okay. The Lord has given us the spirit to overcome it already, all right, for you brothers and sisters out there. And real quick, man, this is the in transit, so I'm gonna just, Lord willing, I can quote some precepts, but I won't grab nothing off the phone. But right now we're in the time of that Noah's Ark. We're building that spiritual ark, okay, and we're getting ready to reap protection, okay, because brothers been laboring in the doctrine, okay, been standing firm, hopefully praying, okay, praying without ceasing, okay, as the scriptures say, pray without ceasing, all right, and building treasures up, in heaven, okay, getting your treasures, that treasure fund, getting that treasure box, that bank account filled up, and that's not just by doing big works. It could be something small as, helping a brother out through a hard time, okay, that adds up. Those are all brownie points when it comes to the Lord, because it's all about, the brotherhood is all about loving. Once you dwell in the right doctrine, it's about dealing with each other, according to love, okay? Which is what? Following the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability. Not trespassing thy neighbor, okay? If you do fall short, repenting, okay? And then asking for forgiveness, all right? But right now, we're in the time of building that ark, man, spiritually, okay? And that ark is, is about done. That ark is just about done, okay? And the Lord is telling the ones, tapping up on their brain, okay, let them know, like, hey, this is what, hey, the ark is almost done, so get ready to, get ready to, flee from these times, man, and get inside the ark, okay, so yeah, with that time, when Noah was building that ark, the prophets, as he was a prophet, okay, in that time, he was a prophet, and he was telling the people, look, the things, the Lord is telling me, hey, hey, get ready, it's going to be a horrific time, okay, and that's the same thing we're saying in this time, man. The devil is coming down with great wrath. The Lord is about to judge this place, okay, and the Lord is about to use this man to judge it, okay. It says a sword is sharpened to do a sword, to do a sword slaughter, okay. So we telling the ones that can hear, the ones that the Lord woke up, okay, are going to hear this truth, okay, and understand it, resonate it, okay, and it's going to be able to embed inside their spirit and keep them comfort all the way to the last, until the kingdom, okay, all right. But those that fall off and rather the world instead of the Lord's instead of the Lord's business, okay, puts off the Lord's business, the men that rather be inside this world and share benefits with Esau, okay, they're gonna be cut off, man, and they're gonna have you're gonna have to answer, man. The Lord said he's coming to give every man according to his works. They're gonna have to answer to all of that, man, okay. And that's why, that we leaving them behind. And that's why it was said to Ezra, inquire about how the righteous may be saved. Because the wicked, they're going to be judged, man. All right? But yeah, man, this spiritual ark is being built. And it's for the protection of the elect. Okay? For that honorable multitude, all right? It's for the protection, which consists of men, women, and children. Okay? And it's going to be, it's going to be an ark that, no man can penetrate. Just as the times, of Noah, You know, they tried when the waters came upon them, they tried to get up in there and they try to, you know, he heard screams and listen, no man, listen, we can't open it and we can't shut it. All right, it's all of the Lord. You know, the time of stacking up protection for the last days is now. You don't get to the last days and you've been, you know, bullshitting around, heaping around, and, you know, use your sins as a cloak of maliciousness. Roughly paraphrasing these scriptures, Salakia, if I get them botched up, if you brothers can put them in the comment section about Kashah or anything that goes pertaining to this lesson, you know. But yeah, man, you know, as the scriptures say, as in the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking, okay, until that time came upon them unaware, you know. So yeah, this ark, you know, if you can spiritually see it, this ark, you know, it's getting ready to hold, you know, the elect, and that's the Lord Yahawashi. The Lord Yahawashi is the ark. Okay, He is that ark. He is where that protection is going to lie in the time of trouble. Okay, the scriptures say the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and are safe. That's the ark that Noah was in. Okay, but in this time spiritually. All right. But yeah, hey, just like Noah, people, you know, in that time were beating on the doors and crying out, you know, let us in. Okay, that's gonna be the same thing in this time. They're gonna be like, you know, could you tell me, you know, what was you teaching on the corner? What was that name? Okay, the foolish virgins, give us some of your oil. No, man, we're gonna be in the ark, man. The ark is gonna be sealed up. Okay, and that's gonna be, you know, us. The Lord causing our tongue to be cleaved to the roof of our mouth. We won't be able to give a man an answer in that time, man. Okay, the Lord's going to have that spiritual protection around us, that the exemption from judgment. Lord willing, we be of that number, Lord willing. Okay, but He's going to have that exemption from judgment, and we're going to be amongst these people while we're in the spiritual ark. We're going to be amongst these people, and we're going to be watching them die, as it says in the scriptures, 10,000 on that right, and you know, and you know, being, you know, death being multiplied on each side. Okay. But we're going to be in that spiritual ark. Lord willing, we be of that number. And Lord willing, we be in that spiritual ark, man. Okay? Because a lot of people took Noah as a joke. Okay? A lot of people took everybody. You know? Everybody took Noah as a joke. Except for the ones, you know, the Lord, you know, had him bring his, you know, his little family in or whatever. Okay? But a lot of people took him as a joke, man. Okay? When that whole city and town could have been saved by one man. You know, but they took him as a joke. They didn't see him as anything profitable. And that's the same thing in this time. They don't see the prophets as a prophet. That's a good lesson. Okay, they don't see the prophets as a prophet. Okay, they see the prophets as something they can use. Okay, and you know, and anytime they want, they can come and access the prophets. It's not going to be like that, man. The Lord is going to hide us in that time, man. Okay, the Lord will hide us in that time, and Lord, when we be of that number, man. Okay, but the Lord is going to have us in that spiritual ark, and that protection is going to be covering over us. Okay, while everybody dropping like flies, we're going to be in that boat like Noah. We're going to be in that ark like Noah. Okay, sustained. Okay, covered by Yahawashi, man. As the scriptures told you in Isaiah 30:1, woe to you that have a covering. Okay. That have alliances in different translation, NLT translation, have taken alliances with this man, okay, but have not asked at the Lord, okay, for protection, or you know, or whatever. Woe to you, okay, and those times are coming, man. This spiritual ark is being built, you know, and Lord willing, man, we fighting for it, man. We fighting to get that protection, man, because that's what it's all about ultimately. It's for that protection of Yahawashi in that last days. In the last days, man. So yeah, man, I just want to jump on here and say that real quick. Hopefully that was hit through the spirit. You know, you new brothers and sisters, man, you gotta understand, it ain't just you just keeping the laws to the best of your ability and skating by the Sabbaths come and all that. No, we're doing all that for protection, man. Okay, we're doing all that first and foremost. It's you know, it's a reasonable service because this is our heritage. We're getting back to who we were as a people, and our power is our power. We serve Him because we love Him. Okay, we serve Him because He is our power. That's it, plain and simple, plain upon tables. He's our Father, okay? And He's the one that make all things happen. All right. But secondly, you know, you also on the back end, you making sure that, hey, you get that protection, man. You praying for that protection in that time of trouble, man. Okay. So with that, hey, serving the Lord comes with many benefits, and one of those great benefits is protection. Okay. Ask Noah about that. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, call on Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Kakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, Shalom.